This is Bexar County Deputy Heriberto Rivera, the 23rd deputy arrested this year. The 5-year veteran was charged with DWI and possession of a controlled substance after an early morning crash on the northwest side.
Eyewitness News reporter Sue Calberg has reaction from the sheriff himself on what has become an all too common occurrence in his department.
This doesn't make me happy to have to do this, but it's necessary.
Flanked by signs that vigorously state his zero-tolerance policy, Sheriff Javier Salazar again just said no, reiterating his philosophy that law enforcers accused of law breaking will face serious and immediate consequences.
They're going to be taken to jail. They're going to be terminated as soon as I'm practically able to.
Salazar says not only did Rivera crash into a highway median while driving drunk, but a subsequent search led to a drug possession charge.
It was described to me as hash oil residue. That residue was subsequently field tested as positive, and that led to a secondary charge of possession of controlled substance.
Salazar says Rivera has been ordered to take a drug test.
If for some reason he refuses to submit to that drug testing, that's insubordination and it's punishable by immediate termination.
Salazar says while his options are limited by the collective bargaining agreement the county has with the Deputies Association, discipline remains his top priority.
I will handle them as swiftly and severely as I'm legally able to. I will obey the law, but I will take it as far as I possibly can.
Rivera's bonds total $5,000. He did post bond. We're waiting for an update on the results of the drug testing. Sue Calberg, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.